All right, I'm noodling around here, but I wanted to show you guys something. I'm titling this lesson, as you can see already, music in the major scale, adding music to the major scale, making music with the major scale, something along those lines. And so here's what I want to say is the major scale, we're in the key of C, the major scale, I'm having a little bit of a volume pot problem. Anyway, there's your major scale in any different place, you know. Okay, you've noted all your spots, hopefully. That's the goal. And then but those notes don't mean anything until you assign them to a chord behind those, right? So what I was doing there was I'm playing the major scale. Then here's another little mini lesson in here regarding the root, third, fifth. If I start the scale going up the fretboard on the root, okay, if I started on the third, if I started on the fifth, those are all different degrees of the scale, and that's how this stuff is gold on the guitar. So watch. That's just the scale. The chords, the scale in chords, right? So we're taking those big chords and breaking them down into these usable. Okay, well that could be when you start assigning a bass note to these chords, then you're creating music and really doing something. So on this little thing here, I'm starting the root and the third out of this chord here. I'm going, okay, well, if you don't stop and you're not, committed to a phrase or a musical little thought, a complete musical thought, a beginning, a middle, and an end, or something that's connected that makes sense. It could, like I'm always saying, it could be, all those, those are all little rhythmic musical phrases that work in a certain amount of time. It makes sense, basically, is what I'm saying. So what I'm telling you guys is, that little scale there, okay, if I stop, if I'm willing to commit to, well, because that's out of that, well, that could be F, there's G again. So if I'm doing this, that's a perfect walk down to F, right? I could use that in a single note. if I'm doing this, but if I do it with, oh sorry, I messed that up. It starts making it mean something because you're tying the third. And that's where those get broken up, right? So if I go, you know, that's. So if I go, you know, C, let's see what would that be. This is tricky. Sorry, see, I'm screwing it up. Okay, you'd never play that, but that's the note behind it if you wanted to see that. But that's the whole goal here is, and when I did this down here, when I'm going, okay, that might sound and look like a lot, but that's just all I'm doing is that's the little melody, right? So excuse me, oh my God. So well, that doesn't mean much without doing this. So that's A minor, G, 1/3, walking up to C, E minor to F. So I'm assigning a chord to each one of those melody notes, but you don't have to think about that because the note is already in the chord. So you just have to pick out, this is the trick, you got to hear the melody. And so until you can really hear this stuff, your ear is 99% of making music. I mean, you know, anybody, you know, can learn to do a pattern, but until you can hear what it really means and what it's doing, then we're not really making music yet. So I love this little melody, right? Then if I want to go, so I'm playing the C note in the A minor. Sorry. Right, so. So I'd have to hit that. See that? Going back to the A minor 7th doesn't work. So if I go, it needs to be a full A minor. That's some tricky stuff there, but right here, now watch the second time. So here, I'm going up. My ear wants to hear that going up. So that's melodic. That's changing the chords. So if I go, let's see. I'm not fantastic at this. And so, you know, it's tricky. It's hard to find the right fingering that works. You know, it's hard to find the right you know, hand position to do this stuff. So you got to work at it a little bit. But this is really, it's fun. And so you don't have to break this stuff apart as much as I am right now. You can easily find, like, say I'm going like, you know, say I'm going D minor. Let's try this. So D minor. I'm just making this up as I go along, so you have to bear with me for a second. But if I just play the notes in the chord, and I hear that, okay, well, there's my flat 3 in D minor. This is the kind of melody stuff we need to work on. So, sorry. Like I said, I'm just working this out on my own, right in front of you here. So, no extra charge for mistakes. So that you get that. That's the idea. So just, you can take any chord. I mean, you could take, you know, again, we jumped over to D minor for a minute just to show you, because these minor ideas are pretty fun. But when I go major third, then we're going to go to the major third of the G minor. So it's this. We're literally not even moving our hands. So that's why I'm trying to really make the light bulb go off between the single note lines and the chords. It's all right there. The light bulb has to go on. So right? So I'm trying to come up with something there. Okay, so there. That's a complete phrase. You can chase this stuff all over the place. I hope that makes some sense. This is hard to explain. You kind of just have to jump in and do it. But the major scale, you know, and so let's go over to like a E major for a second. So if I'm in E major and I've got this shape here, the D shape, and I play the root in the third, then I can play the major scale. Right? So if I'm playing that major scale, this is so that there. Or there's my 5 chord, right? So this is how it works. So there's E, there's B7. It's inverted. So if I go, that's like going. I know this might sound like a lot, but this is the kind of stuff that's really cool and can really open some doors. Again, if I'm in E here, I'm trying to show you the bass note. So that's coming from B7. So That's the harmony that's going on inside that. B, B to E, B7, E. So again, back to the major scale thing that I was talking about in the very beginning. Down the scale. Watch. As soon as I put an A on that major third, E on the right, so does that make sense? Sorry. Okay, so there's a couple little things. I know I'm kind of all over the place because I'm still trying to figure out a really great way to explain this. And what it really comes down to, though, is it really comes down to being able to hear the melody. So start with something really simple. Again, you know, if you're in the key of E, start on B. And listen what that major third sounds like. Making this up as I go along. Of course, it's a little rough, but you get the idea. Try to hold yourself accountable for adding a chord underneath the single note stuff that you're trying to work out, and really try to work something out. And I'm going to tell you, one of the very best things you can do for this is to learn some really basic melodies that you've known all your life. All this, you know, a lot of TV theme shows, a lot of, you know, happy birthdays and stuff like that. Anything like that that you can do, just train your ear, because here's the thing, you already know those melodies. And if somebody was to sing the national anthem and hit a wrong note, we all know it because we've been hearing these melodies since we're little kids. And so if you're having trouble hearing this stuff, go back and try to learn melodies that you've known since you were a little kid, right? And I guarantee you, if you pick a chord shape, you know, any one of these chord shapes up the neck, whatever one you're most comfortable with, all those melodies are right there in it. So that's my Sunday spiel today, telecasting to you from East Nashville here at my house. Stay in touch, friends. I'm easy to get a hold of. 20% off everything at the GT store. Don't click stop just yet. Through the December 31st, we're doing 20% off all the lessons, all the merch, all that stuff. Every day we're making more progress on the Uncle Larry record. I swear to God, we're about to wrap that up, and those will be available really soon. And we are so excited, man. We're so proud of this music that we made. The GT Trio's got some live footage 3 nights, audio, video, professional content that we're going to be putting out into some different projects. A lot of good stuff going to come out in the beginning of 2024. New websites on the way, should be tomorrow. Just a bunch of cool stuff happening, trying to stay organized and keep motivated and block out the noise. Be careful what you're learning on YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff, man. There's a lot of garbage out there, but there's also some really, really great stuff. Check out Jack Roosh, Uncle Larry, Robin Ford, guys like that, you know, guys that are professional players. You know, these guys are out in the trenches playing, making music, recording sessions and all that. So enough of that. Check out the links below. If you haven't clicked subscribe, please subscribe to this channel. That helps. And then all the rest will be coming soon. Check out Instagram, of course, all that stuff. But mainly, thanks a bunch, guys. Appreciate it. I love sharing these little tips. I'm learning. I'm trying to learn how to be a better teacher and explain some of this stuff to help shave years and years of frustration and just time. We don't have a lot of it, so we need to make the most of it. So thanks a bunch, guys, and we'll see you guys real soon. All right, later on.